Hi, this is Tom.
And I'm Tommy.
And this is
T2 Baseball.
We just had the second practice of our spring season, and it went pretty well, I think.
It went pretty well.
The weather was pretty good.
Yeah, we did a bunch of fun stuff.
We did some infield fielding, and what we're going to talk about this episode is infield fielding.
And where they should go, even if they even if the outfielders
Right. It's about defensive maneuvering, backing up of throws on the whole field, showing where different fielders need to be during plays. And this specifically, we're going to use an app called In Motion Baseball. This one is specifically going to be about balls batted to infielders
with no runners on base.
Correct. And this is what that looked like. So the first one we're going to look at will be defensive maneuvering and positioning when the bases are empty. And the first thing we'll do is we'll start with a ball hit back to the pitcher.
Yeah, the pitcher.
Okay. So this is what that looks like. Ball's hit to the pitcher. He fields it, and he throws the first base to the out.
Backs up the.
Okay. So what we saw here. Show it again, real quick.
Yeah, the right field backs up the first baseman just in case.
That's one of the things that's happening. Okay, so what happened here is that the catcher got up out of here in the box and moved up to back up first base in case the throw gets away from the first baseman.
On the screen right now.
Exactly. The right fielder moved over in case he needs to back up a throw from the pitcher that gets away and goes down the first baseline. The pitcher obviously picked up the ball and threw it to first. The first baseman went back and covered first base and got the out. The third baseman and the shortstop, they both kind of came in a little bit in case they needed to back up the pitcher, the throw, if it got away, or the fielding, if it gets away from him. The second baseman moved over to cover second in case he needs to, in case something goes wrong and that runner actually is safe at first and is able to run the second for some reason. The left fielder moved in this way, and the center fielder moved a little bit to left, and that's because they're backing up a couple things here. They're backing up in line with where that ball was hit in case it got past everybody in the infield.
And then the first baseman just
the first baseman went back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's really a lot of moving parts here. There's a lot of stuff that we'll show it again. There's a lot of stuff going on. Everyone needs to be somewhere.
Also, the right field man. If you look at this, he doesn't exactly. He starts him over here.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean,
and then he goes there.
But he's in line with where the throw would be from the pitcher to the first baseman. So everyone's got a place to be on a given play. It's not, I think this stuff should have been taught to kids at a younger age because, as you know, sitting in the outfield, not a lot of balls are hit out there, right?
Yeah.
So. But if you teach everyone where to go, then at least they're involved in the game. Now, I know that can be hard for really young kids, but once you start getting a little older, you show them where to go, and then they're involved, right? And then you're not bored. Okay. Let's do bases empty, another hit to the infield, and hit to first. All right, go ahead.
And there it goes. Go.
Okay, the first baseman picked it up. The pitcher ran over to cover.
There's a lot of things to happen.
There's a ton of stuff going on here, right? So let's watch it again real quick.
Well, this right fielder comes in to back up
the throws, right? Both
to back up the throws.
Both the catcher and the right fielder moved to back it up in case the ball gets by the pitcher. Now we know the first baseman, he fielded it through to the pitcher. The pitcher moved over to cover first base, right? Second baseman stayed in line with the play so that in case it got past the first baseman, he could pick it up and throw it to where he needed to go.
First baseman.
Shortstop moved over to cover second. Yeah. Third baseman basically went over and covered third. And the left fielder's just kind of hanging out. Now they both think it's not. It is a good idea. Sure, it is a good idea though for them to come in, and they did. He backed up the center fielder there, backed up the batted ball.
And first baseman just tried to go.
We'll show it again.
Start play.
So the center fielder is kind of moving over.
You can also see there. If you let's restart. Okay. There's like a little drawing screen. There's like a little red line.
There's a red line. Yeah, that's the path of the ball.
There's a red line.
That's the path of the ball, where it's going after it's hit and where it's going when it's thrown.
There's a red line.
Yeah. Now you can draw on there.
Yeah. And it goes here. And
that's where the ball would have gone. Right, right.
Okay, if you look again, there's a red line that goes that way. And then there's
that's the path of the ball.
There's two.
Showing you where the ball is going. When it was hit and when it's being thrown. Okay. Alright, so this is bases empty. Soft infield hits to second. Right?
Yeah.
Ball's hit, second baseman fields it, throws it to first. Okay. So you see, you can draw. So the right fielder moved over.
He moved over, like, I'll show you again. He moves it from here.
He's backing up the throw.
All the way down here.
And the catcher, what did the catcher do?
And the catcher moved from here to here.
Okay, you got to start it again because now nobody's in position here.
And the
shortstop moved over, covered second.
Moved over, and then the
third baseman is covering third.
Just goes this way. And then
and
left field came over here.
Yeah, they came in
Center
to kind of.
field kind of came over there.
They're backing up the throws.
And then
the center fielder is backing up the batted ball.
Here, actually, there. It went about there.
Right. So the center fielder is backing up the batted ball. The left fielder is backing up a throw. All right. So let's do bases empty. Soft infield to third.
First. Oh yeah, third. And then first.
Okay, ball's hit the third baseman. He comes and fields it, throws it over to first base. A lot of the same things happen. Let me draw that. A lot of the same things happen. Catcher's coming over. Right fielder comes in. First baseman is there to take the throw. Second baseman covers second. These two come over to back up the batted ball.
Left field kind of just stays around in his area.
Right, but that's because they're there to back up the ball if they need to or to throw. Shortstop did the same kind of thing.
Yeah, because left field just went
right, see the ball was that direction. The left fielder moved over to be in line with it.
Yeah, there's not too much else. It's not too much.
And the shortstop was in line with the batted ball too, so in case he had to back it up.
Yeah.
So, all right. So the next one is to hit the shortstop. This is the last one. So base is empty. Hit the shortstop.
No, we do.
Shortstop comes in, fields it, throws the first. So again, catcher comes over to back up the throws. Second baseman covers second. Shortstop picked it up. Third baseman moved in too because he wasn't sure if he was going to have to field that. The pitcher kind of stayed put. These two moved over to back up the batted ball, and if it happened to get by on a throw to second, these two are in line to catch it if that happens too.
Yeah.
And we are back, and let me ask you, when you've been playing for quite a while now, but
yeah, like I said in the first video, I said I was playing since I think I said I was playing since I was like
I think you started when you were like 3 or 4, and now you're 11.
Like I think I just got like introduced to it when I was like 2,
right. But what I'm going to ask you is, in all the time you've been playing, now there are a lot more rules than you really even think about.
Yes, because like when I was in like Little Sluggers, which is like for little kids when you do baseball, basically t-ball. There were like no stealing, coaches pitch to you, no catcher.
Right. So now you're getting into game situations which are more like Major League Baseball. Right. So let me ask you this. I know, I think everyone can feel this as a parent when your kids were like in 2nd or 3rd grade and they're in the outfield and they get bored and they literally start sitting down or playing with the grass, or picking dandelions, right?
Yeah, I used to do that because it was really boring.
Right. So one of the things, were you surprised with how much movement is there, even with like the outfields, when like the ball is hit to even like...
Yeah, when I saw that app, the InMotion app, I was like, oh, I didn't even if it's hit to the left...
like the third baseman.
Like maybe the outfield, we didn't talk about this, but if the ball is hit to left field, right field could like come that way just in case something weird happens.
Right. I think most people don't realize that during a play, even hit to the infield, say hits it to the shortstop, you have places that your outfielder is supposed to
back you up.
Right, to back up or the catcher coming from behind home plate. If there's gonna be a throw at first and he's over there and there's nobody on base, of course, because there's people on base, the catcher kind of needs to stay put because those people could score and he's got to be there. That's a different thing, and we'll talk about that later too. But the fact that when the bases are empty, the catcher actually comes up the line to first base to back up the throw to first base. Did you ever really think about that? The catcher backing up the throw to first base?
No.
I know you.
Because the catcher is all the way back there. So
right.
I don't really think.
I'm kind of the mind that, if some of these rules had been taught, even if it's just the right fielder coming from right field to back up the throw at first base, even if the right fielder is coming in, if you teach younger kids that, then they have something to do.
Then they know
they're not just
what
sitting
they're going to do. Because then, when I said, I was picking flowers, picking the grass, and messing around.
Because you thought if the ball wasn't hit to you, nothing was happening, right?
Yes, that was true.
And how many balls were hit out of the infield when
maybe
you were
one
second or third grade?
Maybe one out of 20 or something.
So if you knew that you were supposed to come in and run behind, say, closer to first base,
we did cut off.
You'd be involved.
But that was the only thing. And
and we'll talk about that some more too, because that's important as well. I think a lot of some of that stuff, at least the outfielders, I think a lot of that stuff should have been taught.
To when the third graders.
And it's a lot to think about, for sure. Again, it's not just so...
maybe just the basics. They could at least be taught, the outfield, where they should go to.
So, when you wind up a clock and then you see all the gears spinning, right? It's
if you opened it,
Right, you'd see a mechanical clock. Well, that's kind of what happens.
Clock Big Ben.
Right, well, that's what happens on a play. All these pieces are moving around and they go into different places and they need to be here at different times and it needs to happen. Because if they don't, and something happens, there's an error, the ball gets by somebody, they have to be there to back it up. Right? That's the bottom line. So, that's today's episode. If you liked what we talked about, please like the video, please subscribe, and we will see you next time.